I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't be replaced.
It's not in the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life with you.
Mother's Day is around the corner. Indulge in the beauty of internal rose arrangements, now adorned with irresistible discounts of up to 70% off the average market price. You guys, use my code H4HT with their website in the description box down below for 20% off your order. Rose Forever is a New York-based brand launched in 2019. They design luxurious rose boxes with natural roses that stay fresh and gorgeous for at least a year. Each rose is handcrafted by professional flower artisans and treated with natural oil to preserve its freshness and beauty. Rose Forever has developed 8 collections over the past 5 years. Now is the perfect time to get your mother a Mother's Day gift. Having designed over 10 hat box options, including black, velvet, pink, suede, vegan friendly, plain, high quality, black cardboard, and more, you guys have plenty of options to choose from. Like I said, use my code H4HT. Click the link below.
Nobody wins when the family.
What up, ho? We in other people's business. Right now, I'm on a different speaker, so I might sound different. Sorry, y'all. My mic messed up, as some of y'all might know from last night's live that we did with True T and Millie Chun. But it's all good because we got to jump into Jackie Christie and her daughter Chantel's business. It's looking like they're going to have an explosion on this season of Basketball Wives that we got to discuss. So season 12 of Basketball Wives aired 2 days ago, and shout out to Reality Entertainment TV because they dropped this clip of what's to come after the show for season 12, and toward the end of that trailer, it's looking like Chantel throws something at Jackie. Jackie squares up with Chantel and kind of warns her like, girl, this ain't what you want. She didn't say this ain't what you want, but she kind of squares up with Chantel, and then it blacks out as if they get into a physical altercation. So Jackie did an interview with Carlos King, and Carlos asked Jackie, did she get into a physical altercation with her daughter? Jackie gave a whole bunch of interview as PR as answers, basically saying that you guys have to watch the show in order to figure out what happened. Carlos King also asked her what was her relationship like with Chantel currently, and Jackie gave the same answer, saying that you guys have to watch it just to figure out what's going on. I did leave a clip to where she was discussing her and Chantel at the end of this video, so y'all wait on that. But I want to ask y'all, when is it ever okay to hit your mom? I don't know. I feel like Chantel, if she didn't like her mom, or she felt like her mom was very problematic or narcissistic or too controlling, whatever the case may be, why not just take a step back and create some distance and you establish boundaries for yourself rather than allowing her to get you to that emotional state where you want to actually put your hands on her? I don't know. I feel like Jackie Christie probably does come off differently on television than she is in real life with her kids, because her daughter Jakari did come out and expose her years ago for feeling mistreated by Jackie because she was dark skinned in comparison to her light skinned siblings. But like I said, I feel like even if that is the case, why not kind of distance yourself from your mom rather than allow that negative reaction toward her? I don't know. Y'all get in the comment section, right? Because I'm not trying to judge, but I want to know, when is it a good time to hit your mom, or when is it acceptable to hit your mom? I only feel like the only acceptable moment to hit your mom is if she's actively maybe backing a a viewer, you know, trying to get you or something like that, and she's assisting that person to do it, like, yeah, beat their ass. But I don't know, you guys, get in the comment section, because it was really hard for me to watch, because like I said, Jackie Christie does strike me as the type of mom that isn't who she is to everyone else that she is behind closed doors. But I also feel like as an adult, you have a responsibility to be better, do better. And you not always, or you don't always have to be accountable for others' actions necessarily. But obviously, I don't know. We got to see what happens. I really got to see this episode when it airs. People were also wondering what happened to her other daughter that she doesn't really discuss like that she doesn't seem that close to. And obviously, because I be in other people's business, y'all, I did go to find her on Instagram because I did want to check in with her. I remember her doing some interviews after all of that was exposed, where her and Jackie Christie, I felt, got back on good terms. And it's looking like they might still be on good terms, or they are on good terms. She's following her on Instagram. Not to say that her following her mother on Instagram means that their relationship is hunky-dory, but I feel like that might be a bit of a good sign, if you know what I'm saying. But you guys get in the comment section and let me know what you think. Get in the comment section, answer my question, child. Because I don't necessarily want to judge, but I'm kind of judging you, Chantel, because it just seems like you have this negative, nasty emotion toward your mom. And instead of you really doing something about it, you stay in her space, or you accept, you know, whatever it is that she asks of you, and come back in her space to still be nasty. And it looks just very off-putting, in my opinion, because it looks like your mama is trying, and it just looks like you are so disgusted with her, you're not even trying. And it's almost like, if you're not going to try with her, then why be around her? But like I said, y'all get in the comment section, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload. And for now, we about these hoes' business.
I do feel like there's some elephants in the room. You don't have access to my children. You barely raised your own. Bye. I don't respect you as a mother. I don't respect you as a woman. I'm going to take it to hell. You dumbass. Danny, I will not. Nobody wins when the family.
Her daughter is a cast member this season. Going into this current season, is that something that you were approached in terms of being okay with it, or did you find out she was a cast member by filming or her telling you?
No, Annie's actually been a cast member for years, since 2018 or before. You know, she used to make appearances on She's My Daughter. So she had a contract from 2018. I don't know what the thing was. She would make appearances, but she hadn't officially signed on until this season. And I had spoken to the network, and first we had talked about if she would have interest in it. Then I spoke to my daughter to see if she would have interest in it. And, you know, she's always been kind of hesitant. Like, I don't know, Mom, that's really not my thing. That's more your thing. I'm really into that. So I was like, would you want to come on, like, as a full cast member? Because I know, you know, she has kids, and, you know, I'm like, and you live in Arizona, so you would need, you know, you're gonna be out in LA. And she was like, well, let me think about it. And then she kind of was okay with coming on. So I'm happy she did.
We saw the trailer that you and her had a battle. You guys had a disagreement that led to your daughter pushing you, and then we saw you react to it, but we don't know if there was physical contact. Do you and your daughter get into a physical altercation this season?
Everybody have to tune in and watch the show. Yeah.
Your daughter being on the show and us seeing your daughter push you, was it difficult filming a show?
Ouch.
Was it difficult filming the show with the high intensity conversation you have on the regular with other girls, the fact that it's your daughter?
You know what? Filming the show with Shani was interesting because she's like me. She's who she is. Like, she ain't, for example, we live in the same building. So I'm like, well, Vanna, can I get her nickname Vanna? And I'm like, can I have a key? You know, I'm teasing her, but I'm also serious. She's like, Mom, what? A key? No, I'm grown. You ain't get no key to my apartment. I'm like, it would not be to hang out, but just so if I'm in town and I need to go in your apartment or something. She was like, no, there is boundaries. So what you see is really Shani. So that kind of stuff people get to see. But she's been on the show on and off for years, you know, in a capacity of just popping on with me. We went house hunting. She was pregnant. We went through that whole thing with baby and all of that. And then she had the baby that came to Sacramento when, you know, when the baby was born, my granddaughter was born and all of that. So for me, I think it's intense because when you have a family member on and you know the toxicity of some of the women, it's always the chance that someone will try and poison the situation or whatever. And you always, on top of that, I just wanted her to have fun. So everybody got to tune in. There'll be a lot of great things this season, I hope, but you never know with editing, that everybody can follow and see the full story with everything. So yeah.
What is your relationship like today with your daughter?
Everybody got to tune in and watch the show. You're so good. But no, my situation, everybody has watched us for over a decade. You remember the stuff with Kari, you remember the stuff with Channy before, and Channy with Laura Govan and all of that. And my love for my family comes first. Carlos, my babies, them is my babies, those are my daughters. My son is my son. My dog is my dog named Ghost. My husband is my husband. And I love so hard, so passionate. And yeah.
Have you ever felt that this show
Mhm.
may cloud the work that you guys are doing as a couple?
I don't feel like that, because one thing about Doug and I is when we decided to do the show, we know who we are. And when it got to a point where it was really, really toxic, you just have to kind of remove yourself. You can't be involved with the silliness. One thing about Doug and I being on the show together and him, being on with me, that's how we have fun. If we go work out, whatever it is, everybody can go back and look at the seasons. We had fun together. We're going to dinner. I wanted advice with my husband. We went to a cigar bar. He gave me honest advice about colorism and all that kind of stuff. And once it started getting to where it seemed like certain people was just like hell bent on messing up people's lives in a very false and mean kind of way, and with people's careers, and they start doing other things and they get too busy, then you just have to. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna always protect my family. A check, I don't care how much it is. It's not worth putting anybody you love and care about in front of pretty much a shooting type situation where people are just going to be mean and cruel. Us coming on the show has been to show you who the Christies are. We're an amazing family. We love each other. We're silly. We're funny. You get to have the good, the bad, whatever it is, if there is anything going on. And so I'm just not with the fakery. I'm not with false narratives. And if you start trying to put one out, like the fake stuff that people are putting out right now, we just rise above it and ignore it. But we're used to it. It's been going on. We've been married now 29 years, going on 30. We're getting ready to get married again in July. That'll be our 30th. And we don't have time for that nonsense. Like I wish for all the people that figure, let me make other people miserable, that they could find love and happiness. We all only have one life. And every day it's ticking. So I hope they spend their time trying to find better ways. The world is already in a terrible place. You don't want to do other things to hurt other people because your karma, you have to live with that. So that's how I feel. And
I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't
In the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life with you.